Welcome back. This is MDog. We are playing the Fisher Online, and as I said in the last video, was really wanting to do some bottom fishing here in Italy. I've said before, my favorite place to troll with spinning lures off the back of the boat is the Norway map, but it is hard to beat bottom fishing here in Italy. So yeah, sorry, I say Norway, Finland, not Norway. I'm not to Norway yet. Finland. The Finland map is probably my favorite place to troll, but in terms of bottom fishing, I mean, look at this range of, it's also sort of like exotic fish that I feel like you're catching. You can see mostly we're using the Nereis. In fact, let's do this real quick. I'll go ahead and, in case we can catch a fish while I'm talking about our setup here, let's put this back in. I was doing some testing here with the sea worm as another bait that works pretty well out here. There's also slightly smaller hooks on this setup. We've got ones here. These two setups we have twos on. So let's take a look at it. We're using size 2 carp hooks with Nereis, I don't know how to say that. Oh, we got fish on 2 lines, so let's keep catching. One thing about this game is the bite rate typically does kind of come and go. So if you've got fish on, go ahead and get those and put them back in. But even this, a very small turbot, 1700 XP. That's what I like about out here. You will be amazed at how much silver, if you haven't experienced this map, you'll be amazed at how much silver you'll make quickly, and also how much XP you'll get out here. And so this is what we're seeing on the sea worm. I tell you what, this is the flounder. Let's try putting a 2 on this one, but keep the sea worm on instead of the Nereis. Again, I'll just keep that in. Typically what I'm doing out here on my 3rd line, or sometimes, is spin fishing. But because I know we need to talk about the setups, I figured let's just have feeders in on all 3. So I need to give credit to Big Daddy. You may know Big Daddy from either RF4 or from Fisher Online. He's certainly on our Discord channel for this ground bait recipe. And let's catch this fish, and then I'll actually show you how to make it, because I had to ask him how to make it because of one piece of it I couldn't figure out. So I really appreciate Big Daddy's help in not only giving me that recipe, but also kind of reminding me how to do different bases. I've got a little piece of algae there. Another turbot. I think as it gets into evening here, which actually it may get too late for me to do spin fishing, but we're going to I think we'll catch turbot all night long. So I think it's a good spot 24/7 to be out here. By the way, on the map, we're just kind of up here near some of the deeper area, near the border. You can see the red border on where you can't go past. But okay, so this ground bait, the thing that threw me off is it has both the bait we're using, the Nereis, I don't know how to say that. I guess I should look it up, as well as the chopped version of that. So this is how that is done. The first thing you need to do is to make the base, and this is the part that I didn't know. I didn't realize that chopped Nereis or whatever is a base you can make. And you make that by having the bait and ground clay in your inventory, and then you can create it. And that gives you 5 pieces of this base that you can then use in ground bait, which that's the case for a lot of things, by the way. So this is something that I hadn't noticed. You can make sea predator attractant, which that's something I want to try as an attractant. But look at all these bases you can make. I mean, if you're fishing for sturgeon, how about a chopped mussel base? That seems like that would be amazing. Or a shrimp or a fish piece, or even a squid base. So some pretty cool stuff that I had not picked up on yet. So once you've made your base, then you go and make the ground bait per usual, right? And by that you're going to go to ground clay, because that's going to be your dry attractant. And then for this one, we are putting squid oil in it. And then you just keep following it around. This is where you can choose the base. And then for the bait, once again, we're putting the same bait in there. So it all works together. It makes sense. And it's been working well. And what kind of brought my attention to it is seeing on Discord, Big Daddy was posting some of the nice trophies he had caught using this type of setup. And I think his ground bait may be what's given him a little bit of an edge on hitting those trophies. So this is why I wanted to come out here and try it. Is this another mullet? Yes. So this happens to be what the daily is today. So if you're going for mullet pilingus, either one of these baits are going to be your friend, seaworm or the Neurosis. You can also catch them on spin fishing, which is what we're going to try to do now. It may be getting a little late, but let's see if we can get a bite or two. And I am using the new salmon spoons, which are on the other DLC map. And let's see if we can get a bite before it's in the overnight hours. I'm not sure how great we'll do overnight, but we'll see. And just doing step-by-step guiding has seemed to have been working with these lures. So at the 1,000 Islands map, as well as this one, when I've caught fish using these lures, I've just kind of done the step-by-step guiding. Nice slow retrieval speed. I think I'm down to about 25. I've even gone down to 20. And I seem to be getting, a decent bite rate on it. So that's been working for me. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's what we're looking for. Very nice. Okay. And as a fun surprise, let's go ahead and open up our jerk rod setup here. Okay. Now, I have heard some various, what do we got? 30. So we really want to be at 29. I've heard various things about whether or not people are liking these new jerk rods. And this is something that, by the way, is available in the shop. I've definitely heard some mixed reviews on these. Let's see, if you go to the shop, store deals, kits, they're right here. So I'm not necessarily, I haven't used it at all, so I can't recommend it. But there are some interesting videos out there where I think at least some folks have been pretty disappointed with the performance on these. So let's go up a little higher on, I'm assuming that, ooh, wow, quick bite. Assuming that sort of that jerking motion is going to work the same as what we're used to in RF4, but I think, this kind of came out. It's even got the USA map on it. I mean, it's certainly a cool looking rod and reel, right? But I'm just not sure it's working as good as people hoped it would in terms of catching fish. But I had heard that this map in particular, people were having some success with this new rig. So happy to be able to try it and happy to get a bite here on the first cast really quickly. We'll see what we hooked into. But this is really, to me, just I just love fishing out here on this map. Okay. So we actually have an income quest for these. So that's pretty cool. Let's try it again. Maybe we need to go up to 40 speed. That actually looked a little slow. I really want to see if we can get that. Oh, I can tell I should have tested this first, huh? To figure out how to get the jerking thing to come up. Well, that's not working. Maybe we'll slow the speed down a little bit. think that's what you want to do. You want to right click to get the slack in your line. And it's really cool, by the way, that this setup are catching these fish. These are the uniques, the Dorade Royales, 1700 XP, nice silver. It's pretty cool. Perfect timing. So as you've seen, with the feeders at least, it's not like a crazy bite rate, but the quality of fish you're catching out here is pretty cool. Really interesting types of fish. Most of them worth nice silver and XP. So there's such a variety of fish on this map, and fish that at least I'm not used to catching, and certainly not in real life and not in games either. So I think this map has just been a lot of fun. Ooh, another nice one. We might actually, I don't know if those guys are going to bite overnight. We might actually finish that daily at some point without too much of a fuss. All right, so we'll go back down to 35. Yeah, I think you actually need to see the slack. It's also possible that we need to pause a little more. Somewhere? I don't know where the pause would be though. Okay, let's go even faster. Yeah, I just can't get the... I think it will come up when you... Ooh, there we go. I love that we're getting bites even without the... But if... Oh, no, it slipped off. Fish slipped off. I think there is a way to get the notification that you're doing, you know, the jerk bait reel-in type. So I'll have to keep playing around with that to see if I can figure out how to get it. But nonetheless, I mean, as is often the case in this game of spin fishing, even if you don't have a specific retrieval method, I mean, you can just kind of do a lot of different things, I feel like, and still attract fish bite. You don't have to be completely reliant on, you know, doing uniform guiding or whatever all the way in. Maybe we want to do, well, not that long because that's giving us uniform. Hopefully somebody will watch this that has some experience with this new rig and can let me know like how they're getting, if they're getting and how they're getting that the jerk retrieval method in. Yeah, we're already halfway there on the mullet. And now we're over halfway. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely have to play with that some more. Let's get this back out, though. It is getting late, but let's see if we can still get one more bite. Yeah, we want to go down to about 25, I think. And we'll do the... step by step here. Just kind of bringing it along the bottom. Yep, there we go. Another bite. Yeah, this has been working fantastic. which means you constantly have something to do even while you're waiting on your bottom setups. And of course, fishing with 3 bottom setups here is going to increase your bite rate on those as well, obviously. So a lot of options on what's fun for you here, but either way, however you approach it, it is, I just think really it's such variety in the type of fish. And with that ground bait that Big Daddy shared with us, I'm hoping that we will maybe get lucky on a trophy. That almost looks like a Xander or something, doesn't it? There are Xander here. Yeah. So maybe at night we'll be able to catch Xander, which would be fantastic. I think we started before it hit bottom there. No, there we go. All right. Oh, somebody had a trophy sea bass. That's very nice. Oh, there we go. This looks like another mullet to me. Oh no, a merluzzo. Interesting. Such variety in fish. I will say, it is good that you are making a lot of silver on the fish out here, because the ground bait that I showed you, that is pretty expensive ground bait. So you wouldn't want to use that if it wasn't giving a good return, but it is definitely giving a good return. We're batting 1,000 on this lure right now. Let's see if we get another one here. And this is the number 3, I believe. On the Thousand Islands map, I really like the number 1 lure of this line of lures. But here, the 3 has seemed to have been doing really well. Okay. I shouldn't have jinxed us on that batting 1,000 thing. Yeah, so this is the Salmon GT3. Let's try the... Nope, not that. Let's try the GT1. This is the one I like on the Thousand Islands map. Some nice pink salmon were coming in for me the other... I think it was yesterday. I was trying this out over on that map. Oh, there we go. Can't wait to see what this one is. Maybe another Xander. It's about, what? It's almost 11 p.m. Oh, no, this is one of those. Interesting. Turbot? A large one, too. 2600 XP. Be some nice silver. Very cool. I didn't know those would even go for lures. I mean, and I think those do bite all night, so that means you probably can, if you want to spin fish while waiting on feeder fishing, bites, you could probably spin fish all day and night here as well. It's a little smaller flounder. So we've gone through 5 of those pieces of ground bait now, and except for the spinning fish we've caught on spinning, obviously. This is how many fish we've caught. So again, more than paid for the ground bait, but it is worth noting that ground bait is not cheap. And we've got to be getting close. Yeah, look how close we are to level 32. It's nice to have spots or areas like this, though, where you can get so much XP but have such a variety of fishing at the same time. I mean, I could probably hang out at Siberia and just like catch trophy bream in that one spot that I've shown in videos in the past for long periods of time. Like, that's pretty fun for me, but it is nice to have variety, and I feel like doing what we're doing here, it's got to be just as good on the XP and silver, I would think. The only thing that's maybe a little better about the bream is the consistency. Like, there's really very little room for not doing really well there. I mean, this, you could have some slower moments, I feel like, but overall, this spot's going to end up being really good too. Little small something. Hardly even registered as a bite, it was so small. I guess we should check and see if there's any quests that maybe a XP quest that just correlates well with what the fish we're catching in this spot. This is a small little fella though. Oh, these merluzos. We're really catching the merluzos some. So just consumable right now. Is there anything we would want to... I mean, squid is pretty easy out here, but I don't know that it's worth it for just a consumable. I'm really curious. I feel like... Oh, did we just level? Oh, we did. We just leveled on that little turbot. That's funny. I feel like... I suspect that mostly what we're going to catch here at night, on the feeders at least, are these turbots. And maybe flounders a little bit, but we'll see. And there could be other fish that are active at night that might be worth targeting at night as well. But those turbots are just really solid XP, so it's not a bad thing to be catching those. This has got to be a flounder, yeah. Let's see, fish on lake. Trying to remember if there's anything. I guess catfish, right? Might see a little bit of uptake on catfish here in the evening. Put out a bunch of giblets for a catfish. Don't necessarily want to do that, but sea live bait. Huh. I wonder how well that... Does that work really well here? Maybe we should try that. At night, we could catch a catfish or something on that, possibly. Let's throw that out just for a minute instead of doing spin fishing. Just see what happens. Yeah, let's try that. Actually may want to try that on this line. This one's a little bit stronger than our third one. Look at that, 1900. Let's just switch this to live sea bait for a second. Oh, it's huge. It's a little heavy here. Do we have a smaller basket? We do not. I don't really want to take the ground bait off though. I bet I can get smaller baskets. Can I? I'm not sure. That's a little unfortunate. I don't really want to take the ground bait off. But I guess we will. I guess we will. Just for science. And let's put this back out. But instead of sea worm, let's go to the real deal. The real deal. This is a solid fish. If this is a turbot, this is going to be nice. Is this a turbot? It's moving around a lot. Yes, it is. This is going to be a nice one. Certainly in the large category, I believe. Oof. 2600 XP? Yes, please. Y'all don't go anywhere, okay? I'll be right back. All right, did you catch anything for me? Whoa, that sounds a little concerning. Come on back to us. Come on back. Ooh. It's just a little heavy for this setup. It's fine. It's all good. He's coming the right direction. I really need to get a third upgraded setup though. It's what our next big purchase needs to be. I just haven't decided if I want to go for like the 25K range for a rod and the same for reel, or if I want to wait and Oh, that's another nice turbot. Man. Look at that one. 2,700. Beautiful. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Live sea bass. Live sea bait. Might be a sea bass. I don't know, but it's live sea bait. All right, let's see what we're catching on this. What are we getting? Is it worth it having these fish out there? Took a little while to get that first bite, but not that long. You would think with how many predators there are in the water here, you could catch all types of fish on this, but we're getting a nibble on that middle rod, it looks like. Hey, what are you? What are you that we caught? Oh, merluzzo. It's actually a decent size one. That's got to be my personal best merluzzo. I don't know. Is there a fish on this line, or is it just playing around? I guess it's just playing around. All right. What an interesting net of fish we have, right? And obviously, we could go ahead and... I don't think these are going to be worth much. The white, they're not even, you know, even the turbot. The ones that are white, they're not even greens. But I also just kind of want to see how close we can get to filling our net up and then just go see what it's worth, you know? As long as the bite rate keeps up, we'll probably try to do that at least.
Completely changed.
I like these spots.
So those
though,
are
where
things
it's
that I'm not.
24/7 fishing, basically.
Completely changed. So those are things that I'm not recommending you pay attention to in this video. What I'm hoping is I can talk through some of the very basics of carp fishing, especially for you guys and gals that have either just gotten enough gear where you feel like you want to go after carp at places like Bear or Old Berg, or even more so, there's been quite a few people here recently that have gotten to amber and have been trying to figure out how to approach amber, which can be a little daunting. It also can be a little expensive. Before I forget, let me say, if you are one of those people who are just getting to amber,
I am tempted to throw this middle rod back out. It has been
you do is when you get
doing some weird stuff.
A lot of silver into tons of different boilies.
So let's just waste that ground bait and get it back out there.
Considering how long I've been fishing at amber, I don't have that many boilies, and this is why I tend to just buy what I need. Now, I've accrued a few. I mean, some of these are boilies I've had for a long time, and some of them are just ones that I never quite used up. But I tend to just try to buy what I need, because any given week when
Well, tell you, just to keep us occupied, let's go back to spin fishing, see if we're still getting bites at all this late. Be a little more interactive, hopefully. And we ought to change that first line pretty soon back to the preferred bait and setup. Oh, all right. Yeah, we caught something. Just a little guy. Man, these little merlozos or whatever, merluzos, they are super active out here. On lures, at least. There we go. Another one. I'm so curious on if those are worth anything. They seem so common. I wonder if the larger ones are worth some decent silver. I'm surprised we haven't seen... Oh, look, it's a large flounder. Interesting. I'm surprised we haven't seen more turbot at night. I really feel like in the past I have caught turbot in the evenings, but they feel like they have slowed down since it got to be overnight. For me, at least. Oh, there's somebody in chat. Big Daddy just caught a turbot. So they're still here. Ooh. We do have a 2 hook on here, don't we? Yeah. Okay. That's a good opportunity to go back to our regularly scheduled setup. Is that fish really on? Yeah. Small fry. So we've tried the 2 and the 3. I mean, sorry, the 1 and the 3. Let's see how the 2 works. Let's see, what other lures might be, I mean, of course, yeah, jigging out here would also be worthwhile. Oh, the Salmon GT5, interesting. We could try that too. don't know if we're in a bass area here out in the deepest part, but maybe. Yeah, it's definitely more fun during the day. Bite rate's better and the variety's better, especially on the feeders. Oh, nice turbot. 9-kilo turbot Winchester just caught. Ooh, right at the end something popped on. Oh, is it a Xander? I think it's another Xander. Yeah. Alright, I hear you. I'm coming, I'm coming. Oh, maybe we finally found another turbot. I believe we did. Not a large one though, I don't think. Just a regular. Still very nice. It's interesting. We're kind of like right up against that where it gets a little more shallow. So we'll try the 5. The 4 is the perch looking one. Here's the 5, and let's kind of cast it over here. Again, something at the end here. Merluzzo, my friend. All right. Our net's pretty much full. So this is probably a good time to head back. Let's see if this actually tops us off though. We could make room for 1 or 2 more. Although we are going extremely long for a fishing video. It's a turbot. Oh, we still have a little room. Tell you what, something else that would be interesting real quick while we're waiting on the next fish to bite. All right.
Donahue.
So, someone just commented, and this is on a Rushing Fishing 4 video, a recent Rushing Fishing 4 video, but this is a great question. For a newbie to fishing sims, which one would you suggest? I've narrowed it down to RF4, Fish Your Own Line, and Planet Fishing. Fishing Planet? Great question, and obviously a subjective one For me, RF4 is an easy recommendation as it is free to play and also my overall favorite. However, Fisher Online is less grindy and gets more and more content as the dev is aggressive in expanding the available. We don't want to say content twice, do we? Is expanding the game. For me, it would. Oh, you know what else we want to say is, yeah, less grindy. No, that's good. Okay. So for me, would be between those two games and somewhat dependent on how much time you have to play, as RF4 is a longer grind. Okay, I thought that was a good question and worth bringing up real quick. And now we will top it off and go back and see how we did. See if we made any silver. We're so close to the daily, so I'll have to finish that out off after the video, but I think we've seen enough of this spot and the incredible variety of stuff you can catch. Again, obviously I think if you look at all the species we have here, it's pretty cool. But a lot of the variety came during the daytime, right? At night, it sort of settles into mostly the same 3 or 4 species. But very fun spot. So hopefully this has been helpful and enjoyable for you. If you haven't fished here yet, if you're still leveling up or whatever, this is definitely a map to look forward to, in my opinion. Okay, and we ended up with, 1,500 silver. And remember, if we took care of some of these whites that aren't worth anything, and I will before I sell fish, I'll turn these into fish pieces and stuff, then our full net would have even been a little bit better. But still very good and very good XP. I mean, look, we've already made really decent progress into 32, and we hit level 32 while we were out there. So anyway, this has been the Fisher Online here at the Italy map, which is a level 22 map, primarily doing bottom fishing, but some spin fishing mixed in too. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the support. Let me know if you've been doing any fishing with that jerk rod setup. I'm just curious what people's experience has been like and any tips on getting the right retrieval method in. I'm doing better and better. I really think that streaming is going to be a possibility soon, very soon. So I really want to get a RF4 stream in, and I might do half RF4, half Fisher Online. I would probably start with RF4, and then, say goodbye to that part of the community and then come over and do a little bit of Fisher Online. So I'm hoping to be able to do that soon. If you're interested, come check me out on Twitch at MDog Gaming. Thanks for the support. Tight lines, everybody.